a gingerbread romance based on the Hallmark original movie. I realized that a little too late. I realized that 3 days before this recording. And to be fair, compare this movie to the book. They're both boring as sin. I'll put on the screen what I thought of the review, because I did do this, I think a year or two ago when I found out that this was based on a book. Taylor tells Adam she got the job in Paris. Anyway, they win. Yeah, just gonna rip that band-aid off, and she stays. Yeah, sorry, my ADHD kicked in, and I'm just so bored. I will say this now because I didn't put it in the script here that I have on my computer that I will be reading now. Also, $1.49 score. The sister, I forget her name at the moment. It's on my script. I'm not reading it. Of Adam. His sister is in college and she's coming back for the holidays to help with Brooke. And Taylor sees Brooke and immediately thinks that Taylor immediately thinks that they are in a relationship. That's his sister. That's icky. But also, she gets a little jealous at this, seeing this younger woman around, and I'm also like, icky. But also at the same time, it's like, you guys are, at the time, co-workers working on a charity project, so. And he, at the beginning, too, was very clearly like, I don't want a relationship with this woman. I just want to be, we're both doing our own thing. We're doing whatever. You got water all on me, you nasty. I did it again, brother. For those who don't know, I'm going to read the script that is right over here. So, that's what I plan to do. A couple of them from, if you get them on, the Hallmark Publishing, they have recipes sometimes. This one is for gingerbread cake with lemon butter sauce. Will I be making it? No. This has 12 servings, 15 minutes of prep. Cook time is 45 minutes, which is a total of an hour. It has all the ingredients. It has everything you'll need to do. It's pretty interesting. And then it also has an Unforgettable Christmas, which, that's the one book that I accidentally bought. Apparently, An Unforgettable Christmas is called something completely different. Watch the other review. I explain more about that later. This is also a movie review that I did, so you should go check that out. Maybe? I don't know. 28-year-old Taylor Scott is returning home to Philly after 4 months of renovating and designing homes, condos, and more out of the state. And for some unforeseen reason, everyone is worried about her being alone, single, and childless.
Who cares?
Hi. I still don't understand why people care this much about random strangers. There's a difference between, she's going back and forth about it, she's very indecisive, or maybe she has a really negative thought about it. She's a busy businesswoman. This woman also has trauma with moving as a child. So, maybe, just maybe, she has a thought of, hey, I don't want to do that to my kid either. Because I know how it felt to be alone in multiple countries where I didn't speak the language and had no friends, or I had to restart my life and make new friends only to get rid of them a year later. I wonder why she may not want kids and or may feel alone. Also, her parents live in Singapore now after moving multiple times, a year, multiple years of her life, so it's prominent. It's not brought up until later on, and also you don't see the parents until the 1 year later mark. Oops, spoiled it. Anyway, Taylor comes to work ready to get her promotion and move up in the company, one that may lead her to going to Paris. She talks to the manager, Linda, and has a project for her thanks to the mayor possibly wanting to sign either them or their competitor Crestford for a new development project in the city. She's to represent them in the charity event of making gingerbread houses.
You lost me. Nope, you lost me. Right at the door. You lost me right there.
Not just normal ones, mind you. A life-size one. That's a lot of ingredients, and also I still don't understand why, but the mayor is looking their way, and if they win, he'll surely come knocking on the door for more projects. But she won't be working on this alone. Annabelle Renard, a French baker, is going to be helping out. Sweet. This should be, smooth sailing, right? It sounds like everything's going to plan. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Straight to Z, right?
Nothing can possibly go wrong. Possibly go wrong. That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong.
She bumps into Bradford Flemington, an old college buddy / competitor who is also in the competition too. Pretty taunting and cocky as ever. Taylor is going to visit Annabelle and see if she's on board. How Annabelle sees it, however, is Taylor is going to take control and credit while Annabelle is basically going to do all the work. So I'd probably say no too, but then again, she never does say that she'll come and join Taylor, just only that they'll come meet up and chat. Adam Dale is a baker. Backstory time. His dad wanted him to be an office worker even though he wanted to be a baker. He got a business degree and even got married to a woman named Cheryl who sadly passed 3 years ago, leaving him with his daughter Brooke alone. He works for a man named Bray who is letting him kind of show off, but it's still his business, so.
Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up.
His sister Jenny is in from college for the holidays and has been a big help since his wife's passing. And can you guess that the holidays are the busiest time for bakers? He drops off some cupcakes at Taylor's office for the Christmas party and accidentally puts them on the blueprints. Why is he putting them on the desk? If he wasn't, why are they on this random table where everyone's kind of putting stuff everywhere? I didn't really get that in the other one either, because in like the Hallmark movie, it was just like, oh, you could set him on this table, and he does, and she goes, oh my god, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm so sorry, what? Put him on the table. I put him on the table. You got stuff here that are important on the table. Why don't you have them in the folder? Why don't you put them in the filing cabinet? Why don't you do everything in your power to make sure that these things don't get screwed up and then get angry when they got screwed up because you didn't take proper care of them? But she just can't stop thinking about him, and he couldn't stop thinking about her.
Go to horny jail.
Linda calls Taylor for some bad news. Annabelle is going to be working with Crestford. They stole her out from under them. And with the competition tomorrow, and now on her 10th call to popular bakeries, Taylor has the feeling of defeat seeping into her bones. Can you take a wild guess at who's going to be helping her from now on?
Adam.
She heads to the bakery and asks for some help, but Adam says no. Handing him her business card, she leaves, hopeful he'll respond even if he's busy. Jenny tells him he should do it for himself since he really hasn't since his wife died.
You mean your dad, Matthias? My son who died?
This would also put him on the market to actually being in the baking business and without a degree. You could do this without a degree. Just ask Gordon Ramsay and Martha Stewart for, some very popular people who, even though they have some Michelin stars and have TV shows based off them, they don't have any degrees in baking. Like, truth be told, you truly don't have to. A lot of people think you should. You don't have to. A lot of the times you just need a certificate saying, I can cook here. Adam calls Taylor to say that he'll be helping her out, to which she's very excited about it, swinging him a meeting place where the contest will be had. Sadly, both Taylor and Adam have two different thought processes of the gingerbread houses. Adam wants it to be more homey, and Taylor wants it to be more modern / businessy. Can you believe it? One needs to learn to relax, while the other one needs to learn how to take more control. The two get to baking and looking back on life, even though Adam says he didn't want to get into too much detail about himself, since this is only about 11 days.
But you didn't.
And when I talk about their personalities being different, I mean that one wants to be right and the other one wants to be right. This causes bickering that I get, but also say, hey, let's make this, and since you know how to bake, I'll help you and guide you to how this can function without failing. I don't know why communication is so difficult in these types of books. In this movie, please stop it. After gathering all the ingredients they will need, they get to talking about themselves and their lives before meeting one another. But you just said, Adam, I don't want to talk about my life. I don't want to talk about my past. Because if it's only going to be 11 days, you just need to know my name is Adam, I'm a baker. Also, I know I'm probably going to get shit for this, but every time Adam goes to talk about his wife and how he got into baking, he just has to remind everyone that his wife is very dead. Like, it's one of the jokes from the Game Grumps. It's from the Game Grumps thing where it's the granddad from Endless Ocean where they have to remind everyone that my son Matthias is dead. He's very dead. That's the running joke, and I'm sad to say that's all I can think about during this time because he's like, oh yeah, I remember when I wanted to be a baker too. And then my wife died. And then we had a child care that we were running out of our house, but we stopped because she died. Need I remind you my wife died 3 years ago?
Thanks for the reminder!
Anyway, we cut to the next day with some volunteers helping out, and the building process begins. So is it true what Brooke said before? Do you want to open your own bakery? Taylor asked while they walked towards the parking garage. He couldn't help but admit how timely her question was, considering who he'd seen earlier. I wanted to, he admitted. I tried a while back, but no investors wanted to fund a culinary school dropout. Adam noticed earlier that Taylor hadn't reacted in a negative way towards him telling her that he dropped out of school. That probably had more to do with the reason he left school rather than her actually thinking of him as a quitter. Sir, 3 months prior to you dropping out of school, your wife passed. I think anyone in this situation would not be upset at you for dropping out. Truthfully, I'm very surprised that my sister still continued to go to school after what happened in our family. But here's the thing. You also had a daughter. You had to think of best what was for her. Here's another thing. You can go back. Nothing is stopping you truly. No college is going to tell you, no, if you drop out once, you can't do it again. Like, they want your money, number one. Number two, situation like that, I don't think people are going to argue with you and say, no, you should have pushed through it. I don't think anyone is going to specifically tell you that. If they do, they're fucking dickheads. But I understand why you would have. And if you didn't, that's more power to you. But then again, you had different circumstances than probably what other people had when they dropped out. Or maybe something similar. So I don't know why people... it's also not explained that this guy had... maybe someone had told him. It's not said. It may be just in his own head. He kind of doesn't really think about that either. So Taylor is invited to dinner at Adam's place. These two have been eyeing one another, so we finally are getting somewhere. They watch movies and Adam takes her home, complaining about how plain her house looks while everyone else's has some Christmas spirit. He gives her a Christmas bobblehead of Santa and she heads inside, realizing she likes him. The next day, however, Adam can't make it to the market and help make the gingerbread houses because Brooke is sick. They decide to do some more baking at his place, and she comes bearing gifts to help Brooke feel better. They take turns baking and taking care of Brooke before Adam just asks, hey, why are you single? Damn, her saying she travels and is busy all the time really didn't click for this guy. Oh shit, she never said that she was gonna go to Paris. Adam goes back to the bakery and his boss Ray says that he can use it whenever he wants.
Cool, alright.
They decorate Taylor's house for the holidays, even getting her a Christmas tree. And you're gonna come pick it up after the holidays are done, right?
No.
Taylor and Adam grow closer to kissing, but oh so close doesn't count it. Oh yeah, remember Annabelle and Bradford? Yeah, so did the offer. Oh wait, they don't matter. They don't come into this. They don't try and be like, we're gonna break their gingerbread house. We're gonna steal the gumdrops. We're gonna spray paint it blue. Yeah, they don't do any of that, so they're not even real competition. I don't even think in the movie they do anything either. So it's kind of just like, we got competition, ooh, finger wag. And it's another thing where the stuff with Annabelle, I can't say I blame her for not wanting to not work with Taylor here, because she made it seem like I'm doing all the work, I get the credit, you just kind of, sure, you'll get the credit. And also, Annabelle is a very famous French baker, so I'm sure she knows what she wants and what her worth is. She starts to see Brooke as one of her own children. Aw. But she's got to remember that she isn't, and this is just a one-time thing. Adam as well realizes that he likes Taylor as they get back to work. Sadly, the house starts to crumble as Linda says to fix it before it causes a problem.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock!
So instead of trying to work a way through the problem or even start from scratch, Adam takes Taylor ice skating. Because it's not like we have 3 days left or anything. But again, we go off on adventures to show Taylor what it's like to settle down and show her a part of the park that has a Santa landing area. And in secret, the two kids, for a smidgen of a second, have a kiss before being interrupted. Linda calls Taylor in the middle of the night to tell her that if all goes as planned, she'll be in Paris by Christmas Day. And this gets Taylor thinking about what she'll miss out on. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of this is just doing random stuff. In our Brooke will start talking about Christmas, and we just go along with it. I mean, we get to see the building and stuff, but what else can I say besides they're working on it? We go ice skating. They're working on it. We talk about Christmas. They're working on it. We go to his house and then watch a movie. We're working on it. It's a repeat cycle. There's nothing really, it's just bullet points at this point. You do this, then you get some, like, quote-unquote, like, romance. Then we do this, romance. It gets repetitive, and that's why I call this boring. Adam asks Taylor what she's gonna do after the competition, and Taylor almost admits to leaving the country, but is interrupted by Linda complimenting them and saying that she'll definitely get the trip to Paris now. Of course, this brings things down for the two as they continue to work. It's Christmas Eve, the last day of the competition. Adam has to tell Brooke that Taylor has to leave and is sad about it. She asks why, and all he can say is that she's busy and has a life of her own. They win the Gingerbread House competition as Annabelle and Bradford congratulate them as Annabelle tries to steal him away from Taylor by asking if he'll work for her, and he says no. Sadly, Taylor must leave tonight, but all is not sad as Ray tells Adam that he wants to partner up with him so he could sell his own cakes. The owner also tells him to go after Taylor and rushes to the airport, unable to find her, thinking it's too late. Taylor rushes back to Adam's house and says that she's going to stay there and opens presents with them as they kiss. 1 year later, we cut to everyone's family at the Christmas dinner. Taylor is pregnant and they're done some renovating onto the house, moving up in the world as their parents tell them how proud they are. The end. I dissociated so hard during this review. It just was kind of meh. And again, I feel like that was a pattern with these books, except for like Coming Home for Christmas, where after a while it got so repetitive. It's bullet pointed cookie cutter romance of we do this and then we have romance. Then we do this and then we have romance. And that's not a bad thing, but at the same time, I don't know what I expected. And I guess that's fine, because if I don't know what to expect, I can't be let down if I have no expectations. And then again, like, this book is fine. It's not bad. There's nothing, like, damning to be like, and then Annabelle and Bradford got baseball bats and broke all the competitions. Gingerbread, nothing like that happened. Even though Bradford could have been, like, taken out because he's not hardly a thing. Annabelle could have just been written off as she's already been, like, someone took her away. She's moving on to something else. Or she got busy and you just leave it at that. I think that's what's more disappointing is that your competition. I think there's at one point where Taylor goes, Bradford changed when he went to Crestford. And I'm like, you're not around him. You don't know what he was truly like. Oh, we were college buddies. Yeah, do you know what else changes people? Time and life. So, God forbid a man changes. I don't know if it was for the best or not. Even then, I don't know if there's actually a second part where it is them two together. I would have liked to have seen that. I don't know if there is one. I assume not. But that'd make it a little more interesting, especially Lucy and they still, like, get together anyway. That would have been interesting. Anywho, I got many of other book reviews to do. Movie reviews. You want to go check them out. Also, if you want to, check out the movie review for A Gingerbread Romance or any of the other Hallmark movies I've done. And or book reviews for them, too. But anyway, I'll see you in whatever I review next. Bye-bye.